Good evening. I'm Faith Hubbard, and tonight I am talking with Stella Kidd. Stella is the board chair of Church Under the Bridge, correct?
Correct.
All right. Well, I was just wondering a little bit about you, like where you're from, how long you lived in Lexington.
Mark and I have been married for 33 years. I came to Lexington/Wilmore and went to college at Asbury. And once I graduated, moved into town and have lived in Lexington.
So how long have you been involved with Church Under the Bridge?
Our 7th anniversary is this coming May of 2010. And I was part of a committee of 4 that established it. So I've been there since the beginning.
Oh, wow. How did you guys come up with the idea or decide to do it?
My husband and I have 3 children, one of which our daughter decided to go to school at Baylor in Texas, called and said, I think I found a church I really like. And I'm all excited going, oh great, what's it about? And she said, well Mom, except for the musicians and the minister and I, we were probably the only sober people there.
Oh.
And she immediately had my attention, and I was just stunned. And it was a church under the overpass, which is probably about 300 or 400 yards from her dorm room. So as soon as we could arrange it, we got an air flight down there to see where our child was actually going to church. And it's called, in Waco, called Church Under the Bridge.
Okay.
I went with camera in hand. She was absolutely mortified that I would photograph all of these drunks. But as I was there, my heart was truly stirred. It was a very humbling.
What Church Under the Bridge does and is.
Sure. What we do each Sunday afternoon is provide a worship service and a hot meal for anyone. We cater to the homeless and the marginally housed. That's how our mission statement is set up. And in the winter months, we've had several different locations. At the moment, we are in the Fellowship Hall of Broadway Christian. They loan us their Fellowship Hall and their kitchen. And then in the summer months, we are on the front lawn of the Mission House on the corner of 4th and Martin Luther King. And we don't have a kitchen there, but we have warmers people bring. And each Sunday, a different church takes on the responsibility of providing a worship service and providing a hot meal between anywhere from 150 to 250 people each Sunday, depending on the weather, etc. There's just various things that alter our numbers each week. The guys, and it's men and women, and some children come, and they are folks that, for multiple reasons, would never walk into a traditional church. Has developed this core group of our street residential people that have begun to call this ministry their church. And they come looking for us, talking to us, sometimes helping us set up the chairs, helping us take out our trash afterward, etc. And they have begun to look upon this ministry as their church. It's really pretty amazing to watch.
So you're now the board of chair, right?
There are 2 of us that are chair, correct.
Have you always held that, or is it like a new position, or?
I've sort of always held it. I'm more than happy to share it. I'm honored to have it, but we are blessed with an absolutely incredible board. A group of people that don't argue, work together, have one goal in mind, the goal of sharing the love of Jesus. And to say I'm chair really doesn't mean a whole lot, because everyone jumps in and does responsibilities, and it's not a title that has a lot of weight, because
Do you have any personal goals or aspirations that you would like to see happen with Church Under the Bridge as it grows?
That's a really intricate question, okay? We have all kinds of goals. Some of our goals involve our volunteers, getting them to take on more responsibility, come up with other ideas how to make things work. Some of our goals are with my homeless. I call them mine only because you're interviewing me. It's really ours. My goal with our homeless and marginally housed is not that they always be at Church Under the Bridge, but that at one point they would learn to trust us and then trust God enough to find themselves a church home. It's not where they live that's my issue. I mean, your heart breaks when you see them come knowing that they're sleeping under a porch or in an abandoned warehouse or wherever. That part hurts. But the bigger goal here is that emotionally, spiritually, they're healed enough that they learn to accept themselves and accept traditional, quote, normal, and I don't like that word, but normal people enough to worship consistently somewhere.
Now, you were saying that you have like a core group of people of the homeless people that come every Sunday. Can you like tell us a little bit about some of them, or is there any special person that stands out to you or that you've made a relationship with?
On a particular Sunday, I noticed a girl. She looked to be, and I've learned more about her, but I looked at her. She was really rough. I mean, really looked rough. Probably early 20s was my guess. Her name was Jenny. Jenny was just blown away with the fact that we didn't really care where she had been the day before.
Yes.
And that's not our goal, to judge them. Our goal is just to accept them, because if we can accept them, maybe they can accept Jesus, you know?
Can you tell us about some of the problems or difficulty like you've encountered while you've been running Church Under the Bridge, like donations or something that you haven't really covered yet?
I've never been a person concerned regarding the finances. I never have. As the church comes and they bring the food and they bring the help, they've taken care of the biggest responsibility financially. One particular winter we did not have a place to have it, and we had to wind up renting the gymnasium and the kitchen at Harrison Elementary. That was a pretty hefty amount of money each month, but it was always there.
Yeah.
It was something that I personally, that has never been my concern. I really felt that God began this ministry, and if God began it, God would take care of it. That's just my attitude. I'm not worried about it. Other concerns, having our high school kids come and volunteer and having these 50-year-old street people, we've had to learn how to make sure that everything is safe. That was something we haven't had to learn the hard way. We've not had an issue, but we did have to learn how to pre-think situations and make sure that society could blend with each other without having serious repercussions. Financially was not my concern. Socially, it was a huge concern. I am always aware of, I got a problem, I got a potential problem. What if maybe one day I'm going to have this problem? That's where my thoughts are always going. How can I make sure that we are doing what we can to be as safe for us and for them? You know, they're afraid of us more than we are afraid of them.